People, I was in a building, Waffle TV show. Here we are. Arsenal versus Real Madrid match reaction. So people, here we are. The nerves have been lifted. Arsenal through to the semi-finals to play PSG. Let's talk about the game. So we knew this was going to be a tough game. The Real Madrid faithful, the fans, they were talking about remontada, whatever you want to call it, talking the most faff before the game. And they have every right to do so because they're Real Madrid. But the game prep was just right from Arteta. I'm not going to take that away from him. I thought he played a blinder. The game approach was excellent. You know, we was going to give them the ball most of the time and see what they did with it. And to be honest, all they did was run into dead ends. Tony was right. Tony was right with the score prediction. Tony was right that this Real Madrid were not it yesterday. You know, there were parts of the game that I thought, you know what? I remember playing in a game in a cup final. And I remember it was only a 1-0 victory to us. But I can remember that we scored and we just shut up shop. And then everything was just wave of attacks against us. But we were so comfortable, you know, so comfortable at the back, you know, against these really top, tricky, fast forwards. But I had them in my pocket all game. It reminded me of that. I went back to that. It's like Real Madrid did not look like scoring that whole game. You know, we had to give them a gift for them to score. As you can see, we've done in the Arsenal top, wearing it today. Proud of my boys. The nerves have been lifted though, you know. Massive test has been passed. What we did yesterday was unbelievable. To beat Real Madrid twice in a Champions League fixture and come away with a score aggregate of 5-1. And their goal was gifted to them, let's be honest with you. Let's be honest with you. If I had to pick out one negative, it would be that Partey yellow card. He misses the first leg of the semi-final, which is very disappointing. He allowed Rudiger to get into his head. That's my only one positive. But no one's talking about the ref in this game. The ref was amazing. He was fair. The ref actually was fair. That's what I want to see. Fair refereeing. He was strong. He wasn't going to be pressured by Real Madrid. He wasn't going to be pressured by Arsenal players. He managed the game fair, in my opinion. He could have easily given a penalty for Real Madrid, for the Declan Rice. That could be easily given. Do you know what? I'm of the opinion that gets given in the Premier League all day long. That gets given. But whether it's a penalty or not, it's one of them ones, isn't it? We can fight and debate that, but I've seen them given before. But we're through. We're through to the semi-finals. Now, there's a lot of work to do still, man. PSG and obviously the winner out of Inter and Barcelona will be met in the final. So I don't want to talk too much or go too advanced, because PSG is going to be a tough game as well. Yes, we may have beaten them, but it's still going to be a tough game. But I want to talk about some players that stood out for me last night. Everyone stood out for me last night. Rice, man of the match. Kept driving the ball forward, tackling, maneuvering out of situations, getting his head on the ball. Miles Skelly, 18, an animal at his age. Kivior, someone that I regularly criticize. Put in 100% performance yesterday. Saliba, despite his one mistake, was immense. Raya in goal. Brilliant. Didn't have much to do, but when he was called upon, when he had to come out for free kicks and corners, to collect the ball, he done his thing. Justin Timber, or Julian Timberlake. This guy, and I'm telling you, this guy right now is world class. Ask my boy Justy, true player for real, man. This brother, I'm telling you, yeah. Now, if you want to talk about world class, we can talk about the fan zone tier list of world class. A world class player doesn't have to be on the levels of a Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, etc. You can have tiers of world class players. And right now, in his position, I would say Timber is a world class right back. Not for what he does going forward, but what he does defensively. That's what you want your defender to do, first and foremost, is to defend. You can do all the fancy crap afterwards, but Timber was immense. Back four, solid. One of the best in Europe. As Tony said yesterday. Midfield, Rice, Partey. Excellent once again. Excellent in midfield. Odegaard, not so much. The first half, he gave the ball away so many times, man. When we were in trouble, when we needed to get out of trouble, we needed to hold the ball, he would give the ball away, or he would go down so easily from the merest of touches. Absolute shocker, that guy. And when you win games, you kind of overlook these things. But for me, we need someone to challenge this guy, because he's going to consistently put in these type of performances. Tried to shoot a few times. Had a good shot in the second half. I went wide. But still, I think he was the worst player on the pitch in terms of Arsenal anyway. On to the front three. Mourinho got 2 assists. And this is the thing with Mourinho. He works hard. He runs around. And sometimes you don't even notice him. But for that minute or 2 minutes where he provides that assist, it's brilliant. So well done to Mourinho. Saka. The more they disrespect this guy, the more I love this guy. So carry on disrespecting him, because I'm going to show him more and more love the more you disrespect him. Because this guy tried to do a panika on Courtois, and obviously it didn't work. Keep a good save. And this is where I had West Ham PTSD from when he missed that penalty. And I was getting worried, thinking, well, if Real Madrid score, man, we're in trouble. But lo and behold, players with this type of mentality, they don't get shook, They continue on in vain. And he did continue, and he got us to the first goal. A beautiful small chip over the goalkeeper, through ball from Marino. And now, people that play football, yeah, if you look at the movement for the goal, that's what a striker does. The movement. No, people are going to be talking on their content. Guys are going to be talking today, but they're not going to talk about Saka's world-class movement for that goal. Yeah, any forward player or any striker that saw the movement there for that goal, where he's checked out and then checked back in and kept onside and chipped it over the goalkeeper. That was a world-class finish and a world-class bit of play from Saka. We go 1-0 up. And then we're comfortable. Let's not think that us going 1-0 up and conceding a goal, which is a bit sloppy from Saliba. But I'm not gonna have a go at him. Let's not think that they were getting back into this game. We were comfortable. And obviously towards the end, last minute or last 2 minutes of the game, Martinelli's pace, people don't understand how fast this guy is. I used to be quite fast when I used to play football. People don't understand how fast Martinelli is. In a foot race, Martinelli, and the thing is, when you see Martinelli running, you know, like certain people when they're running, yeah, you can see they're struggling in their face and their features. He runs with ease. His speed is scary. I know it's like towards the end of the game and stuff like